Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the absolute madness that Port Charles has served us this week. Grab your coffee, or maybe something stronger, because we have so much to unpack, and I am vibrating with energy. I am literally shaking with rage and excitement right now. I cannot believe they are actually going there with Willow. I mean, are we seriously supposed to watch this and not throw our remotes at the television? I've been watching the show since 2015, and I have seen some wild character assassinations in my time. But what they are doing with Willow Kane right now is going down in the soap opera history books as the most unhinged pivot of the decade. I need to get this out of my system before I explode, because the spoilers for Monday, June 8, are pushing me right over the edge. So let's talk about this amazing info that Chase shares with Willow. Ethan Lovett finally caves and agrees to sign away his parental rights to baby Phoebe. He wants a closed adoption, all the records sealed, nobody ever knows he's the bio dad. Great, fine. This means Chase and Brooklyn are one massive step closer to officially adopting this sweet little girl. This is huge news for Chase and his wife. But who does he tell? He tells Willow. And what does Willow do? She literally flings herself into his arms. She jumps into his embrace like they are the ones adopting a baby together. Am I the only one who is screaming at the screen? Because let's be real for a second. Willow is currently keeping her actual husband, Drew Kane, completely paralyzed and locked in. She shot him, she's drugging him, she's playing God with his life. And then she puts on a cute little outfit and skips over to the Quartermaine property to play lovesick teenager with Harrison Chase. The absolute audacity of this woman. And Chase, oh my God, I love Chase, I really do. But he is acting like a total golden retriever right now. He has zero situational awareness. How do you not see that your ex-wife, who just offered you a chief of staff job in Washington, D.C., is completely obsessed with you? Actually, wait, maybe Chase isn't totally oblivious. Maybe a tiny part of him likes the attention. No, I take that back. He's just too pure for this world, and genuinely thinks they are just good friends. But come on, man. Tracy Quartermaine already caught you two in your bathing suits at the boathouse. Tracy literally told you to pack your little bags and called the lawyers. When Tracy Quartermaine is the voice of reason, you know you have messed up. And this brings me to Brooklyn. Oh, Brooklyn, I am so sorry, but you are completely clueless right now. Brooklyn sits down with Lucy Coe of all people to make an admission. She tells Lucy that someone is after her husband and she needs Lucy's help. I mean, on one hand, I love a good Brooklyn and Lucy scheme. Remember when they tried to handle the whole Deceptor crisis? They are a chaotic duo, and I am absolutely here for it. But on the other hand, Brooklyn is barking up the wrong tree. She thinks Willow is the only problem. She has no idea that Michael Corinthos is the puppet master pulling all the strings behind the scenes. Michael is the one who set up that boathouse encounter. Michael is the one actively trying to blow up Brooklyn's marriage, just to push Chase and Willow together so he can catch them cheating. It is so dark and twisted, and frankly, it is the best material Michael has had in years. But Brooklyn is just venting to Lucy, completely unaware that her own family member is orchestrating her downfall. I kind of feel bad for Brooklyn. But then again, she's currently covering up a hit-and-run car crash involving Curtis and Isaiah, so maybe karma's just coming for her. I don't know. I am so conflicted. I love BLQ. But she always gets herself into these massive messes. Teaming up with Lucy Coe to take down Willow is going to be pure comedy gold, though. Lucy is going to come up with some absolutely insane plan involving deception products and public humiliation, and I am going to eat up every single second of it. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about Nina and Liesl Obrecht. Liesl is back on my screen, and I could not be happier. I missed her so much. So Nina goes to Liesl and sounds the alarm. Nina is terrified because she can see exactly what we all see. Willow is getting way too close to Chase and is setting herself up for massive heartbreak. And Liesl, in all her iconic, brutally honest glory, warns Nina about Willow's wild streak. Yes, finally. Someone acknowledges it. I know some people are loving this sweet, innocent Willow act, but personally, I have never forgotten her Dawn of Day history. Remember when she was wrapped up with Shiloh? Remember the cult Willow has always had this underlying dark, reckless side that she hides behind her kindergarten teacher sweaters. Liesl sees right through it. Liesl warns Nina that Willow is going to take a wrecking ball to her own life. And she is 100% right. Willow thinks she can just keep Drew paralyzed in a bed, forever, while she runs off to Washington, D.C. with Chase. It is delusional. It is pure, unadulterated soap opera delusion, and I am obsessed with how messy it is. The irony of Nina Reeves being the grounded voice of reason while her daughter acts like a complete sociopath is just chef's kiss. It's like the writers finally remembered that trauma is genetic in Port Charles. Okay, back to the point. We need to talk about Ava Jerome and Ethan Lovett. Can we talk about Ava for a minute? She is the undisputed queen of this show. Alexis tells Ava to look into Delilah Wilson's tattoo, so Ava goes to that shady gallery in Manhattan, talks to Apollo, and pieces the whole thing together. She saw the photo of Ethan and Delilah. She knows Ethan is the baby daddy. So what does she do? Does she run and tell the police? Does she run and tell Chase no because she is Ava freaking Jerome? She meets with Ethan and basically says, I know your secret, I'll keep my mouth shut, but you owe me. I am living for this dynamic. Ethan is terrified. He just begged Alexis to seal the adoption records because he wants this buried forever. And now Ava is holding the biggest trump card in the world over his head. Ava knows that Ethan has been doing Sonny's dirty work. She knows Sonny might order Ethan to manhandle her or threaten her. So she looks Ethan dead in the eye and tells him that if he ever tries to cross her on Sonny's orders, she will blow his secret to kingdom come. This is the cinema. This is the Ava I have been missing. She is always looking out for number one. She is cornered by Sonny. She is dealing with the Sidwell drama. She just had Charlotte and Danny break into Windermere. And yet she still finds the time to flawlessly blackmail a Cassadine-adjacent grifter. I hope she makes Ethan do her laundry. I hope she makes him steal back her assets. Ethan thought he could just sign a piece of paper and walk away from Phoebe. But he forgot that in Port Charles no secret stays buried, especially when Ava Jerome finds the shovel. And speaking of Windermere, let's pivot to the absolute chaos happening in the sub-basement and the vault. Lucas Jones actually did it. Our boy Lucas, who has been sidelined and grieving Marco Rios for months, finally gets his moment to shine. Sonny and Laura had Pascal tied to a chair in the Corinthos coffee warehouse, and Lucas used his personal history and grief to break that smarmy butler. Pascal gave up the combination to Sidwell's safe. So Lucas marches into Windermere, opens the safe, and successfully retrieves the blackmail photos. I was cheering. I literally jumped off my couch. Lucas taking the photos back to Sonny and Laura is such a massive victory. They finally have the upper hand on Jen Sidwell. Sidwell has been terrorizing this town, blackmailing the mayor, hunting down Britt and Rocco, and holding Jocelyn hostage in a cell with Anna Devane's old shivs. He is a monster. So when Sonny gets those photos and decides, you know what, I'm going to wipe Sidwell off the map, I was nodding my head. Yes, Sonny, do it. End this guy. But then, Laura Collins happens. I'm sorry, but I'm so frustrated with Laura right now. The mood completely shifts because Laura suddenly finds her moral compass and tells Sonny he can't kill Sidwell. She argues that she can't let him commit murder and pretend it didn't happen. Are you kidding me, Laura? You are married to Kevin Collins, a man who literally hid his serial killer brother, Ryan Chamberlain. You were married to Luke Spencer, who did roughly 10,000 illegal things before breakfast. You are actively teaming up with Sonny Corinthos, the biggest mob boss on the Eastern Seaboard, to kidnap and interrogate a butler in a coffee warehouse. But now you draw the line. Now you care about the law. It makes no sense. It is so hypocritical. I know she's the mayor, and she has to maintain some level of plausible deniability. But Sidwell is a lethal threat. He shot Henry Dalton. He ordered Ross Cullum to kill Marco. He is currently hunting down your grandson, Rocco. If Sonny wants to put two in his chest and dump him in the harbor, Laura should be holding the flashlight. But no, she has to hit the brakes and cause a snag in the deadly plot. I swear. Sometimes the writers just throw these moral objections in to drag the storyline out for another 3 weeks. We all know Sonny is going to do it anyway, or Sidwell is going to force his hand. Why are we pretending Laura has control over Sonny Corinthos? Remember when they tried this dynamic during the Cyrus Reno War? Yeah, it didn't work then either. Sonny does what Sonny wants. And let's look at the bigger picture here. We have so many explosive storylines converging right now. You've got Jocelyn plotting an escape with Anna's makeshift weapons while Pascal taunts her. You've got Britt and Rocco on the run, totally unaware that Sidwell has put a hit out on them. You've got Curtis facing felony charges for punching Isaiah, which is a whole other mess that Portia is losing her mind over. And then you have Christina packing her bags for medical school in California, leaving Molly and the rest of the Davis girls in tears. The canvas is so full right now, and I am honestly impressed with how they are weaving it all together. But the Willow and Chase stuff, that is the ticking time bomb. Michael is sitting back, rubbing his hands together like a cartoon villain, just waiting for Brooklyn to catch them. And with Brooklyn enlisting Lucy Coe, the fallout is going to be spectacular. I can already see it. The nurses' ball, or some big deception gala, and Lucy accidentally or intentionally projects a photo of Willow and Chase hugging onto the main screen. It's going to be messy, it's going to be emotional, and I am absolutely going to be glued to my television. I know some people are complaining about the pacing, saying that the Sidwell storyline is dragging. But honestly, I love the slow burn. I love that Lucas got to be the one to open the safe. I love that Ava is the one holding Ethan's leash. These character beats are what make the show great. But if Laura doesn't get out of Sunny's way and let him handle Sid well, I might actually lose my mind. Anyway, I need to go drink some water and calm down before I wake up the whole house. What do you guys think? Am I overreacting about Willow? I'm not, she's terrible right now. Do you think Brooklyn and Lucy can actually outsmart Michael? Let me know. Because I desperately need to talk about this with people who get it.